the Wizards on the road for this one with an interconference game today. The Timberwolves looking to make the most out of their home court advantage here at the Target Center in downtown Minneapolis. It's the NBA, and it's live right here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. On the floor, the talented Wall and Beal team up in the back, and it's Gortat in the 5 spot.
And for the last, Beal have become. Wall drafted first overall, Beal third in different drafts.
Beal with it. Now defended by Wiggins. Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rack.
Check out the fellas. Check out his teammates over on the bench. So they are going crazy.
And it's sent back by Morris. And they're able to recover. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. And Wall, here we go now. It's deflected. There's Beal with the 3. That's good. Beal's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
The Wizards working the ball around now. Again, the Wizards good for 2.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending. His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Remains Minnesota ball. Levine kicks to Wiggins. Wiggins drawn the double team. Lots of room.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 fall.
Last season at both sides of the coin for the Wizards started out very hot, but then just could not keep it going.
Well, you know, the start was extremely hot. 19-6, which tied a franchise best, that record. After that, though, they played close to 500 ball the rest of the time.
And the Wizards really struggled post All-Star break, playing under 500. Still, though, they seem to pull things together at the very end and on into the postseason.
Out to Morris. There's Beal with the 3.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Levine can't hit.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Well, there's no denying it. The Wizards had some bumps, and you mentioned that. Some weeks they look like a lottery team. Then the next, they look like a title contender. They knew how to make the most of their games when they did get hot, though.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Jang. And Shabazz Muhammad subbed in for Levine. And the Wizards making a change here as well. Dudley's checked in.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Timberwolves trailed by 4. Rubio with a wide open look. Drills it from outside.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Here's Wall. goes in for the dunk.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when the team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
Nasty. Absolutely filthy.
And the building is stunned, partner. He dug deep into his bag.
I tell you what, I hope he keeps that one handy. I want to see that one again.
Fast break, Minnesota. And Wiggins throws it down.
What a beautiful pass to set that one up.
The pass might have been pretty, but the finish, I thought, Clark, angry.
That's a heck of a combination. Pretty pass and an angry punch.
And that's what makes the alley-oop such a terrific play when you're able to execute.
The Wizards shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
Yeah, as a group, really a dismal year for them from the line last season, guys.
Adrian Payne's checked in for the Timberwolves. Prince comes in for Andrew Wiggins.
Took the safe route there. Wasn't about to do anything that would get him in trouble on that one.
Nope. Up and in with one hand, the most basic finish possible.
But he still makes it look good. Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well. And the defense scattered all over the place on the break. Nice job finding the wide open three.
Here's Rubio. No good on the buzzer beater. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through one. Wizards out front. They lead by 7. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Every shot is challenged and challenged well.
Levine is out there with Muhammad. Then there's Pekovic. Then it's Payne. And it's Prince in the small forward. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves. And last season, an injury-filled one for Nikola Pekovic. Played only 31 games before he was sidelined. Clark with an Achilles injury.
Yeah, and you know, he wasn't even playing quite up to par before the injury, Kevin. After shooting well over 50% in each of his first 4 seasons, he dropped to under 43% last year.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Zhang's checked in.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
Otto Porter, hailing from a family of basketball players. His mom, All-State in '85. His 3 uncles won state titles. Deep basketball roots.
And how about the fact several of his cousins also won state championships, although Otto is the only one in the family to reach the NBA.
Kevin Garnett, he's checked in for Adrian Payne
in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of touch out, but looks like they're putting it together right now. You know, getting back to Otto Porter's basketball family, it really prepped him to compete. Your family is the first place you learn to navigate and win battles in competition. And that goes for sport and life.
Andrew Wiggins, he's checked in for Minnesota.
Sessions doing a nice job that time.
Here's Garnett. Tries again. And it's laid in by Zhang.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up. And talking about Porter, he certainly has worked hard to improve upon his weaknesses. That's a trait that's often instilled in a man at a young age. And he's not an explosive athlete, but his motor and want to compensate for that.
And he gets it to go.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Sessions against Wiggins. Nene, right side. Porter passes to Temple. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That is his first foul of the game. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Towns is checked in. And then for Washington, Morris is checked in for Nene. Beal comes in for Otto Porter Jr. And John Wall subbed in for Sessions. 5 on the clock. Here's Morris, the 15-footer. And that comes off the assist by John Wall.
I love how he used his height advantage on that shot.
And he had the nice soft touch with it, too. Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand, Jim. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Here's Temple. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Timberwolves trail by 7. Beal with the steal. And here we go. Washington fast break. And Wall kicks to Beal. And the pass to Temple. Takes the 3. And he gets it to go. And the Wizards lead by 10. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Wizards.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Minnesota. Ricky Rubio comes in for Zach LaVine. And the Wizards making a change here as well. Gortat's checked in for Garrett Temple. 1:36 left to play in the first half. Last season for the Timberwolves, it was a struggle most of the season. Young teams tend to do that, but they didn't have, unfortunately, Greg, much luck at home.
You know, they basically limped their way to a league-worst 9-32 record at home. Part of taking your lumps as a young team. Let's see how they respond this season.
Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for Jared Dudley. And the shot is good.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots. You know, not everything was bad for the Wolves at home. I mean, they did have several highlight reel plays and also found their way to the foul line a lot. Biggest free throw differential at home in the league last season.
Here's Towns. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And play stops as it looks like they call an over the back here.
And really the problem for the Wolves at home is the same problem they had all season. I mean, their defense was atrocious. Worst field goal percentage against at home in the entire league last season.
That one's good, and the Washington lead is cut down to just 6 points on the bucket from Rubio. And Wall slams it home.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes. And one area where they haven't struggled has been transition.
Yeah, I think that may be their ticket out of the hole. Look for even more of those quick hitters.
A three-pointer off the mark. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Wizards lead by 6. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
We've seen John Wall handling his business. 12 points and 2 steals as well.
And if I had to pick what he's done best today, I'd probably lean towards the offensive performance.
Well, just to be a contrarian, I'm going to go to the other side because he's been just as impressive, I think, at the defensive end.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out away here in the third. An exceptional performance from John Wall.
Yeah, he was in attack mode from the word go. Came out very aggressively in that first half.
Take a look at his shot chart. It looks like the ink spilled right at the rim. No reason for him to settle for anything less.
And on the floor for Randy Whitman as we get into the second half. The great pair of Wall and Beal are at the guard spots. Gortat is out there with Markieff Morris. And it's Porter at the 3, the small forward. That one's good, and the Washington lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Andrew Wiggins. And for Marcin Gortat, he was such a good fit for the Wizards last season. Actually, the last 2 seasons.
You know, he runs the floor very well for his size. A terrific finisher, solid in the pick and roll, can make the mid-range. You know, he's been one of the more consistent centers in our league.
You know, getting back to Gortat, he signed that 5-year, $60 million contract a couple of years back. Raised some eyebrows at the time because he's not a supreme athlete. But his size, effort, and refined skill set have made him worth it so far.
Shabazz Muhammad's checked in for Minnesota. Wall, that's good.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
To the wing on the left. Muhammad dishes to Jang. 11 feet away. The shot is off. Now Washington takes it the other way.
And talking about Gortat, I like what he can do for you defensively. Doesn't really have a vertical, but uses his length and timing to alter shots. And he moves his feet well enough to close out on shooters and also cover the pick and roll. So solid and complete in terms of a frontline player.
Minnesota calls timeout.
And guys, there was a time where people wondered if John Wall could be a team leader. Well, that question has been answered and then some. Unquestioned leader of the Wizards.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Garnett comes in for Jang. And Andrew Wiggins is subbed in for Shabazz Muhammad. And then for Washington, Jared Dudley's checked in for Markieff Morris. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. Well, and for Wall, Greg, and leading the Wizards, it did take some time. Now he does so much, Clark, for the franchise.
On and off the floor. He's really the face of that franchise and has a chance, in my mind, to be an MVP candidate at some point in his career and is living up to the #1 draft pick hype.
Nene, he's checked in for Washington. Temple comes in for Bradley Beal.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
Here's Rubio. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
Ooh, and this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room. But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Levine, good.
And can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
There's Porter with the 3. But he recovers it. Lets it go with the 3. The rebound by Garnett. Timberwolves trailed by 10. Oh, and the jam by Towns.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
Dudley, no luck. Looking at the Wizards, they weren't as lauded as other teams last season, but the Wizards were a ferocious group on defense. Numbers support that. Their activity, Greg, could really bother teams.
Yeah, I mean, on the surface, oftentimes people look at them and think offense, but it really was, to your point, Kevin, the defense was the strength of that group. I mean, they do get out in transition, but it was the defense, I thought, that really allowed them to become elite.
Minnesota making some changes. Nikola Pekovic is checked in. For Towns. And it's Payne in. For Kevin Garnett. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in.